Jonah lunged forward, shoving his body between the hulking Warden Crass and the wide-eyed alien child. Kyo stumbled back, her iridescent scales flushing pale blue with fear. The detention yard's gravel crunched under Jonah's boots as Crass's shock baton hummed inches from his chest. "Out of the way, human," Crass snarled, his mandibles clicking. The Warden's forearms flexed, two gripping the baton, the others balled into fists. This runt stole rations. "She takes the burn." Jonah planted his feet. He met Crass's glowing eyes without flinching. "She's a child. Punish me instead." Human detainees clustered near the fence, Tamsin Holt's sharp voice cutting through. "Jonah, don't be stupid." Kyo peeked from behind Jonah's leg, her tiny claws clutching his pant leg. Her mother, Sarah Veln, stood frozen 10 paces away, security insignia glinting on her uniform. Sarah's tail lashed once, betraying her conflict. Crass barked a laugh, steam hissing from his vents. "Fine, take her dose. Triple it." Electricity crackled. Pain exploded across Jonah's ribs. His muscles seized, but he locked his jaw and stayed upright. The yard fell silent except for the baton's whine. Crass pulled back, eyes narrowing. Humans break easy. "On your knees." Jonah straightened his medic's tunic, breath steady. "Hit me again." Thompson pounded the fence.
"Damn it, Reyes! You're not her shield!"
Crass swung harder. The shock ripped through Jonah's side, fire lancing his nerves. He gritted his teeth, vision blurring, but his knees held. Kyo whimpered, pressing closer. Her warmth seeped through his uniform, a tiny anchor. Sarah stepped forward, voice tight. "Warden, he's just a medic."
"Big child, quiet down! Ashford!"
"Your spawn defies orders. Watch him pay." The baton slammed home a third time. Agony buckled Jonah's legs inward, but he caught himself on a fence post. Sweat stung his eyes. Kyoso presses her tongue bow. "Not her. Never her." Crass advanced for the fourth strike.
Fall!
"Vermin." Jonah straightened. "Do it." The Warden hesitated, mandibles twitching. Then he unleashed the full charge. Lightning tore through Jonah's body. His heart stuttered, lungs burned, but he forced his spine rigid. The world narrowed to pain and the child's soft breathing.
Cheers erupted from the human side.
Tamsin yelled, "That's our Jonah." Cross yanked the baton back, face twisting in disgust. "Dump him in a cell. Let him rot." Guards moved in, claws grabbing Jonah's arms. He sagged between them, every nerve screaming.
Sarah shoved through. "He's the medic. I take him to infirmary."
Crass whirled. "You question me, officer?" Sarah's scales hardened to steel gray.
"Unit protocol. He treats our wounded."
"We need him functional." Kyo tugged Sarah's leg. "Mama, he stayed." Crass grunted. "Fine. But chain him. One wrong move, Veln, and you join him." Sarah nodded curtly. She gripped Jonah's arm, hauling him toward the squat infirmary block. Her grip was iron, but her tail brushed his back. Gentle. The guards released him at the door. Jonah stumbled inside, collapsing onto the exam table. Sterile lights buzzed overhead. Medical scanners hummed to life as Sarah locked the door. She chained his ankle to the table leg anyway. Protocol. Then she scanned his vitals, her claws precise on the controls. Jonah exhaled, pain ebbing to a dull throb. "Kid okay?" Sarah's eyes flicked to him, multifaceted pupils contracting. "Kyo's in quarters. Why?" "Humans hate us. We took your world." He shrugged, wincing. "She's not us. She's a kid who grabbed extra rations. Hungry kids steal." Sarah paused the scan, her tail coiled tight.
Crass would have crippled her. "You took quadruple dose."
Stood through it. Jonah sat up slowly, grabbing a regen pack from the shelf. He slapped it on his ribs. Cool relief spread. She snatched it away, applying it herself. Her touch lingered a second too long, stubborn, like your kind's stories. But lies. Humans are weak. Jonah met her gaze. "Try us sometime." A knock rattled the door. "Tamsin?" "No." Kyo's voice muffled. "Is the tall one okay?" Sarah stiffened. She unchained Jonah's ankle with a click. "Stay." She cracked the door. Kyo slipped in, clutching a ration bar, half-eaten. Her eyes locked on Jonah.
You didn't fool. Like hero vids.
Jonah smiled faintly. Just stubborn. Kyo edged closer, offering the bar. "Share?" "For saving me." Sarah snatched it. "No, Kyo. He's prisoner." The child stomped a foot. "He good." "Took Zap?" Jonah held out a hand. "It's fine." "Thanks, kid." Kyo beamed, dropping it in his palm. Sarah watched, jaw tight. Alarms blared outside. Krass's voice boomed over speakers. Medical breach. Velm. Report. Sarah's scales flushed crimson.
She yanked Keo behind her. Hide him.
Now. Jonah slid under the table. Sarah faced the door as it hissed open. Krass stormed in, baton sparking. The human walks free? Explain. Sarah saluted. From your punishment. Krass scanned Jonah's hiding spot, nostrils flaring. He defies pain. Tests loyalty. His eyes gleamed. Double shifts for you, Velm. Guard him personally.
Yes, Warden.
Krass leaned close to Sarah, voice low. Your spawn's soft. Like you. Fix it, or I will. He left. Sarah exhaled, slumping. Keo darted to Jonah, hugging his leg. You stay? Jonah patted her head, scales smooth under his palm. Sarah watched, something shifting in her eyes, prejudice cracking. Hours later, region packs hummed. Jonah worked silently, restocking supplies. Sarah hovered, handing tools without a word. Tamsin slipped a message through the vent. Idiot. Paid for her mistake. Fight back next time. Jonah crumpled it. No. Keo dozed in the corner, tail twitching. Sarah knelt by Jonah, reapplying a pack to his chest. Her claws brushed skin. Why protect her? Sarah whispered. We cage your people. Starve them. Jonah looked up. Her face hovered close, breath warm with alien spice. Because someone's got to. And you can't always. She pulled back, but not far. Her hand stayed on his shoulder. Krass watches. One slip, I know. Jonah covered her hand with his. She didn't pull away. Footsteps echoed outside. Sarah stood, chains rattling as she refastened his ankle, but looser this time. Keo stirred. Mama likes tall one. Sarah hushed her, cheeks tinting violet. Jonah lay back, pain fading. Trust bloomed in small acts, but Krass's shadow loomed larger. Next dawn alarms wailed again. Escape attempt in the yards. Krass bellowed orders. Sarah unchained Jonah fully.
Help. Prove it.
He nodded, grabbing his kit. They ran into chaos, humans clashing with guards, Tamsin swinging a wrench. A guard went down, gut wound bleeding green. Jonah dropped beside him, staunching flow. Hold still. Sarah covered him. Stun rifle raised, green blood soaked Jonah's hands. The guard gasped, claws scrabbling at Jonah's arm. Filth, human. Hold still. Jonah pressed harder, sealing the wound with quick clot foam. Sarah's rifle hummed beside him, sweeping the yard. Shouts echoed. Humans scattering, guards firing stun bolts. Tamsin barreled past, wrench dripping green. Jonah, get clear. He ignored her. The guard's breathing steadied. Jonah tied off the bandage. Done. Can you walk? The guard blinked, violet eyes wide. No snarl. Just shock. Sarah yanked Jonah up. Move. Krass comes. They sprinted back, kit banging against Jonah's thigh. Alarms cut off. Silence fell. Heavy. Inside the med bay, Jonah's cramped room. Sarah bolted the door. Keo huddled in the corner, eyes huge. Jonah dropped his kit on the bunk. Blood smeared the floor. Sarah spun on him. You treated enemy first. No questions. Patient's a patient. Jonah stripped his gloves, rinsed hands under the sink. Pink water swirled down. She grabbed his kit, claws clicking open pouches. Rifled through.
Froze. Pulled out 3 bandage packs stamped with human detainee codes.
Hidden under false bottoms. These are for your kind. Her voice sharpened. Stolen, saved. Jonah dried his hands. Your guards seized them. Detainees bleed out waiting. Sarah's tail lashed. Krass executes thieves. Jonah met her gaze. No flinch. She shoved the packs back. Claws grazed his wrist, warm.
Stubborn, soft skin?
Door rattled. Krass bellowed outside. Velm. Report. Sarah unchained Jonah's ankle, routine now, and shoved him toward the bunk. She cracked the door. Krass loomed, tusks bared. Human touched my guard, saved him. Sarah blocked the view. Goot wound. He'll live. Krass snorted. Soft. Drag the humans in, all of them. Guard shoved detainees past, bruised, staggering. Tamsin stumbled first, lip split, arm limp. Here. Jonah waved her to the bunk. Started cleaning the cut. A guard yanked Tamsin up mid-swipe. Next. No. Jonah blocked the doorframe. Voice level. No dragging patients. Treatment ends first, or no one gets fixed. The guard snarled, stun baton raised. Sarah's rifle snapped up. He speaks. My orders. Crass pushed in, filling the room. You presume medic? Jonah didn't look up. Swabbed Tamsin's lip. Rules. This room. One patient at a time. No interruptions. Or you're wounded, walk away.
Tamsin smirked through blood. Listen to him, Tusks.
He's the only reason you're upright. Cross's eyes narrowed. Claws flexed. Jonah taped the wound. Done. Jonah pointed to a human with a burned hand. Crass grabbed Jonah's collar. Lifted him. You dictate to me? Sarah stepped forward. Rifle low but ready.
He saves us work, Warden.
Let him. Keo peeked from the corner. Mimicked Jonah, scrubbed tiny claws under the faucet. Soap bubbles popped. Crass dropped Jonah, glowered at the child.
Discipline your spawn, Veln.
Sarah scooped Keo up.
She learns hygiene from him.
Crass stormed out. Guards followed, dragging no one else.
Tamsin leaned close as Jonah wrapped her burn. Idiot.
Pay for her mistake again. Crass'll crack your skull.
Jonah tied the knot. Go rest.
She punched his shoulder. Light. Fight back next time. Limp it out. Door shut. Sarah locked it. Set Keo down. The child darted to the sink. Pumped soap. Lathered, rinsed, dried on Jonah's towel. Like tall one. Keo beamed up at Jonah. Clean hands fix boo-boos. Sarah watched, cheeks tinting violet. She fixates. Copies everything. Eye level with Keo. Good habit. Keeps everyone safe. Tail wrapped his calf. Sarah tensed, but didn't pull her away. Alarm stayed silent that night. Jonah inventoried his kit. Extra packs intact. Sarah lingered by the door, chains loose on her own ankles, detainee status blurring. Why? She crossed arms. We cage you.
Whip you. Jonah repacked.
Saw enough on the front. Sides don't matter in blood. Her claws tapped the bunk. Crass pushes. Escape attempts rise. He'll purge humans. Then let me work. Jonah stood. Close now. Her breath spiced the air. She touched his chest pack. Fresh bruise under. You endure. For us. For her. Jonah nodded at Keo, dozing again. Sarah's hand stayed. Traced the edge.
And me? Heat built. Jonah covered her fingers.
Yeah. Footsteps outside. She pulled back, fastened his chain. Looser still. Dawn broke. Crass dragged in a guard. Same one from the yard. Wound infected. Fix him. Crass unchained Jonah. Shoved the guard down. Jonah checked. Puss seeped. Needs drain. Antibiotics. Do it, Crass loomed. Jonah worked fast. Incision. Squeeze. Clean. Stitch. Injected from his hidden stash. The guard stirred. Human. Saved me twice. Crass grunted. Competent pest.
Sarah watched from the door, eyes soft.
Tamsin slipped a new note under the door later. Crass plan sweep. Hide the kid stuff. Jonah burned it. Keo snuck in at dusk. Sarah tailed her. Out, Kitling. Keo ignored. Climbed Jonah's bunk. Teach fix? Jonah glanced at Sarah. Nodded. Wash first. Keo scrubbed. Sarah joined. Claws side by side with his hands. Trust thickened the air. Crass's shadow grew. Next morning screams. Human child detainee's kid, down in the yard, shattered leg from a guard boot. Crass hauled Jonah out, prove loyalty. Or watch it die. Sarah gripped her rifle.
Keo clutched her leg. Jonah ran.
Dropped by the child. Splin needed.
Fast. Guards encircled.
Tamsin nearby, fists clenched. Don't, Jonah. A guard kicked the kid away. No tools for traitors. Jonah lunged, grabbed it. Back off. Crass laughed.
Jousik.
Jonah set the leg. Child wailed. He injected painkiller. Wrap tight. Guard raised baton. Aimed at Jonah's back. Sarah fired. Stun bolt dropped him. My medic. Crass whirled. Treason. She faced him. Rifle steady. Proof. He saves ours. Silence. Guards shifted. The saved guard stepped forward. She speaks truth, Warden.
Keo broke free. Ran to Jonah.
Hugged the splint. Tall one fixes. Humans murmured. Tamsin grinned. Crass snarled, but backed off. Watch him close, Veln.
He left.
Sarah lowered her rifle.
Met Jonah's eyes. Hand brushed his. Lingered. Back in the room, she unchained him fully. No pretense. You risked all. Her voice low. Claws traced his jaw. Worth it. Jonah pulled her close. Lips met. Spice and salt. Keo giggled. Mama kisses tall one. Sarah broke away, laughing. Violet flushed deep. Trust sealed in green blood and small hands. But Crass plotted. One slip, and it shattered. Door rattled. Crass's voice. Open this door, Vel. Now. Crass's roar shook the frame. Jonah tensed on the cot. Sarah's warmth still lingering against him. Keo froze mid-giggle, Violet eyes wide. Sarah shoved Jonah behind her. She snatched her rifle from the wall. State your purpose, Warden.
Traitor's den. Open or I blast through.
Sarah glanced at Jonah. He nodded once. She punched the release. Door slammed wide. Crass stormed in. 4 guards at his heels. Rifles swept the room. One guard yanked Keo back by her collar. She yelped. Hands up, soft skin. Crass snarled at Jonah. His mandibles clicked fury. Infirmary sweep. Found this. He flung a sealed pouch onto the floor. It skidded to Jonah's feet. Black market stims. Banned under occupation code. Enough for execution. Jonah didn't flinch. He raised empty hands, slow. Logged inventory yesterday. Chain of custody? Crass barked a laugh.
Your word. Human lies don't count. Sarah stepped forward. Rifle low but ready.
Warden.
Seals intact? Crass whirled on her. You defend this worm?
Defend protocol. Her voice steel. Show me the find site. Guard shifted. Crass's crest flared red. Rage crest. He jabbed a claw at Jonah. He dies at dawn. Rally execution. Jonah met his eyes. Calm. Not without audit. Sarah witnesses. Crass lunged. Claws raked air inches from Jonah's face. You question me? Question evidence. Jonah pointed at the pouch. Tamper-proof seals. Break them here. Log each one.
Sarah nodded sharp.
My record. Keo wriggled free.
Clung to Jonah's leg. Tall one good.
A guard sneered. Raised baton. Jonah shielded her without looking. Crass hesitated. Squad watched.
He spat. Fine.
Humiliate yourself. They marched to the infirmary. Dim lights flickered over medkits and empty bunks. Humans peeked from cells, Tamsin front row. Crass kicked open the supply locker. Gestured grand. There. Hidden. Examined the pouch. Hollow seal glowed blue. Intact. Witness. Sarah Vel. Outer tamper layer.
Sarah leaned in, scanned her wrist unit.
Logged. Jonah twisted the tab. Seal popped clean. No residue. Inside. Foil packet. Second seal. Second seal. Intact, Sarah confirmed. Her voice echoed off walls. Guards muttered. Crass paced. Mandibles ground. Jonah peeled foil. Third seal. Nanolock. He pressed thumb to pad. Click. Opened. Empty powder traces. No stems. Empty. Jonah said flat. Crass froze. Lies. Sarah sniffed the residue. Her crest twitched. Dust. Not stems. Planted residue. Wogguard lowered rifle. Warden. Crass roared. Backhanded to locker. Human trick. Jonah stood slow. Dust on fingers. Chain complete.
Sarah faced Crass. Squad ringed them.
Formal record transmitted. Central command copy. Frame up logged. Crass's eyes bulged.
You, insolent? Truth Warden. Sarah's rifle half raised.
He saves you scheme.
Silence thick. Humans whispered.
Tamsin smirked from the crowd. That's our Jonah.
Peeked from behind Jonah's legs.
Bad bud man.
A guard chuckled.
Crass world. Discipline.
All of you. He stormed out. Squad trailed. One paused, nodded at Jonah. Well played, medic. Door clanged shut. Sarah exhaled, turned to Jonah. Claws gripped his arm. You saw it coming. Patterns. Jonah brushed dust off. Crass escalates. Keo tugged his hand. Tall one smart. Tamsin pushed through. Slapped Jonah's shoulder. Idiot. Procedure overpunch. Ballsy.
Sarah knelt.
Takeo said. Sarah knelt to Kyo. Safe now? Kyo hugged her, then Jonah.
Both save!
Sarah rose, eyes locked on Jonah. Violet deepened. Not over. Alarms blared. Speakers crackled. All detainees, discipline round, dawn. Human medic Reyes, example. Crass's voice boomed. Public lesson. No mercy. Shouts, fists on bars. Tamsin cursed. Bastard doubled down. Jonah cracked knuckles. Calm held, one step ahead. Sarah gripped his hand. Claws pricked skin. Together, Kyo beamed. That is, family. Guards dragged Jonah back to the infirmary under floodlights. Chains rattled anew, heavy irons this time. Crass watched from the walkway, crest smug. Enjoy your night, hero. Crass leaned over rail. Dawn breaks you. Jonah sat. Tested chains. Loose enough to work. He met Sarah's gaze across the yard. She stood guard post. Rifle slung, but eyes fierce. Tamsin slipped in later. Lockpick in teeth. Crass's goons patrol. Loose. Got 5 minutes. Jonah nodded. Check vents. She pried great. What now? Run? No. He scanned shelves. Prep demo. Dawn beating? Tamsin scoffed. Fight back. Prove more. Jonah pulled bandages. Adrenaline tabs. Legal. They watch. She grinned. HFY shit. Fine. Sarah appeared at door. Cleared guards with a glare. Plan? Jonah outlined. Quick. Precise. Her crest flushed. Risky. Worth it.
He touched her claw.
Spark jumped. Kyo darted in. Hide stim pouch replica. Empty. My turn. Sarah scooped her. Kissed forehead. Brave like tall one. Dawn grayed the yard. Detainees lined up.
Humans huddled. Aliens in squad formation.
Crass strutted platform. Batten glowed hot. Reyes. Front. Guards hauled Jonah out. Chains dragged. Crowd murmured. Contraband king, Kraus bellowed. Discipline teaches. Batten raised. Aimed for ribs. Jonah straightened. Witness procedure again? Crass swung. Crack. Pain bloomed. Jonah gasped, but stood. Soft skin breaks. Jonah spat blood. Check my kit. Public. Guards hesitated. Sarah stepped forward. Do it, warden, or log fear. Crass snarled. Search him. They ripped vest. Empty. Then kit. Dragged out. Tamsin yelled from line. Look inside. Guard flipped latches. Empty pouch tumbled. Identical to Crass's plant. Crowd gasped. Jonah spoke clear. Planted same. I logged duplicates. Bait.
Impossible. Sarah held up wrist unit. Transmitted pre-dawn.
Chain intact. Saved guard from before, nodded.
Medic prepared. Warden trapped.
Squad rifles shifted. Toward Crass. Kyo broke ranks. Ran to Jonah. Tall one wins. Humans cheered. Aliens murmured approval. Crass backed up. Mutiny, Sarah leveled rifle.
Stand down. Command hears all.
Crass dropped baton.
Squad cuffed him. Jonah knelt to Kyo.
Ruffled frills. Good job. She hugged tight. Sarah joined. Pulled Jonah up. Lips brushed his. Public now. Spice lingered. Tamsin whooped. Get a room. Crowd laughed. Trust rippled out. One act. Chains broken. Prejudice cracked. But occupation ground on. Whispers of rebellion stirred. Jonah's eyes met Sarah's. Ready for next. Cross glared from cuffs. This changes. Crass slammed his baton on the detention yard's metal grate. Echoes rang out. Human detainees flinched in line. Jonah straightened his medic vest. He stepped from the ranks. Warden, Jonah said. Group punishment. Pointless. Hit me alone. Spare them. Cross's frills flared red. Bold, soft skin. Thinks he bargains?
He scanned the yard. Aliens in squad gear watched.
Humans too. Sarah stood rigid at Crass's side, rifle slung. Kyo peeked from behind her legs, frills quivering. Agreed, Crass spat. You take it all. Triple lashes. Witnesses confirm compliance. Batten whistled. First strike cracked Jonah's ribs. Pain lanced hot. Jonah grunted. Held stance. Tamsin hissed from line. Jonah, don't. Quiet, Jonah rasped. Second blow. Shoulder blade split skin. Blood trickled warm. He locked knees. Stayed upright. Crass circled. Stubborn pet. Breaks soon. Third strike. Kidney punch. Jonah doubled, coughed red. Squad chuckled. Sarah's claws twitched. Enough games, Crass growled. Sarah? Hold him down. Pin arms. I finish proper.
Sheriff froze. Eyes flicked to Keo.
Child clutched her leg. Frills flat with fear. Jonah met Sarah's gaze. Blood dripped from his lip. He nodded once. Trust her choice. Crass thrust baton forward. Officer Valn! Obey your child joins line. Discipline both. Sarah's rifle clattered to dirt. She lunged. Claws locked Crass's striking arm mid-swing. No.
Her voice steel.
Not her. Twisted free.
Mutiny again? He swung wild at Jonah. Baton grazed temple.
Stars burst. Jonah staggered. Sarah shoved Crass back. Pinned his wrist to gravel. Squad rifles rose. Hesitant. A guard muttered. She logged last time. Clean. Keo broke free. Darted past legs. Stop hurting tall one! Tiny claws grabbed Jonah's pant leg. Pulled him steady. Jonah scooped her up. One arm. Ignored fire in ribs.
Easy, kid.
He faced Crass. Enough. Logged. Witnesses. Crass snarled. Yanked arm loose. Sarah held ground. Botan trembled in his grip. Squad shifted. Muzzles toward him now. Stand down, Sarah ordered. Voice carried. Again. Crass dropped baton. Claws splayed. This changes nothing. Squad cuffed him fast. Dragged away.
Yard fell silent.
Jonah set Keo down. She hugged his leg. Frills perked. You win again, Sarah approached. Hand gentle on his arm. Inspected wounds. Fool, why swap? Protective, Jonah said. Wiped blood. Like you. Her frills flushed violet. Pulled him close. Lips pressed his. Spice scent bloomed. Longer this time. Public. Squad averted eyes. Humans cheered low. Tamsin punched Jonah's good shoulder. Idiot hero? Collapsing yet? Not yet. Jonah grinned through pain. Limped toward infirmary.
Keo trailed.
Helped without asking.
Seal locked.
Jonah's knees buckled. World spun black. He hit cot. Ribs screamed. Sarah knelt instant. Hands probed. Fracture. Internal bleed possible. Her voice tight. Ripped medkit open. Injected stabilizer. Claws steady despite tremble. Tall one okay? Patted his cheek. Jonah gripped her small hand. Tough kid. Watching out? Sarah bandaged ribs. Tape pulled skin taut. Crass demands I break you. I chose her. Soft now. Heat spread, not pain. Jonah cupped her frill base. Thumb stroked. Knew you would. She leaned in. Kiss deepened. Keo giggled. Mama spicy. Sarah pulled back, chuckled. Go play, Spark. Guard door.
Keo saluted. Slipped out.
Door sealed again. Alone. Sarah's claws traced his jaw. Prejudice lingers. Squad whispers. But you. She pressed forehead to his.
Sacrifice earns truth. Jonah pulled her down.
Lips claimed. Hands explored ridges. Her skin hummed under touch. Warm. Alive. She yielded. Claws raked shirt off. Gentle.
You endure, she murmured, straddled hips.
Careful of wounds. Unbreakable. Not unbreakable. Jonah arched. Met her rhythm. Just stubborn. Laughter bubbled. Hers. Bodies synced. Spice overwhelmed pain. Trust sealed in motion. Love ignited. After. She curled against him. Frills draped chests. Occupation ends. Soon. Rebellion grows. Jonah stroked her crest. We build bridges first. Door rattled. Tamsin outside. Perimeter breach. Aliens incoming, friendly. Sarah tensed. Grabbed rifle. Jonah rose. Pain distant. Grabbed kit. Crass's voice echoed from hall. Unchained? Velen? Face me. She glanced back. Eyes fierce. Stay alive. Jonah nodded. Always. She charged out. Door slammed.
Keo's cry pierced. Jonah followed.
Baton ready. Sacrifice called again. Sarah shoved the infirmary door open. Thrust a small vial into Jonah's palm. Pain suppressant. Smuggled past Crass's scans. Take it before your next shift. Jonah gripped the cool glass.
Ribs ached from yesterday's public lashing.
He met her gaze. Golden eyes narrowed under her frill crest. Why risk it, Officer Velm?
You hate humans.
She crossed her arms. Claws clicked on her armored vest. Hate? You volunteer for every punishment. Crass whips you bloody for detainee infractions.
Why? Jonah uncorked the vial, swallowed the bitter liquid.
Warmth spread through bruises. Patience first. Always. Even yours. Her frill twitched. Stubborn primate. My unit calls you weak. Prey species. Yet you stand. Keo darted in. Tiny claws scrabbled on the floor. Mama? Human fix, boo-boo? The child pointed at Jonah's bandaged arm. Frills perked with curiosity. Sarah scooped her up. Keo, out. Infirmary's no playground. Jonah knelt, ignored the stab in his side. Let her stay. Show her a bandage wrap. Simple lesson. Sarah hesitated. Set Keo down. 5 minutes. Crass raids soon. Jonah pulled fresh gauze from his kit.
Held out his uninjured forearm.
Pressure bandage stops bleeding. Press here first. Keo's eyes widened. Small hands mimicked. Wrapped too loose. Jonah guided her claws. Like this. Overlap edges. She giggled. Frills fluttered. Human teach Keo. Was. Mama. See? Sarah watched. Jaw tight. She fixates on you. After the whipping, she cried for the brave monkey. Jonah let Keo tie the knot. Pulled it snug. Good job. Secure now. Keo beamed. Hugged his leg. Jonah best. Sarah pulled her daughter back. Enough. Guards incoming. She keyed her comm. Unit 2 to infirmary. Post here. Block Crass's raids. 2 armored aliens stomped in. Rifles ready. They nodded to Sarah. Ignored Jonah. He raised a brow. Protecting me now? Sarah's crest flattened. She sneaks here daily. Crass wants you chained for rebel sympathies. Tamsin Holt spreads rumors. Jonah stood, pain dulled by the drug. Holt's sharp, mechanic. She fixes our tools, mouths off to keep spirits up, but rumors fly because I treat everyone.
Sarah stepped closer, voice low.
Crass suspects disloyalty in my squad. Prejudice runs deep. Humans are vermin to them. Footsteps echoed outside. Tamsin burst through the guarded door. Grease streaked her face. Jonah. Crass dragged another kid for scraps. You volunteering again? Jonah grabbed his kit. Already am. Tamsin gripped his arm. Stop paying for us. You're no martyr.
Sarah blocked the door. God. He goes.
Tamsin spat. Your boss is a bully. Jonah, don't.
He shrugged her off.
Baton and belt. Keo clung to Sarah's leg. No hurt, Jonah.
Sarah knelt.
Whispered to her. Guards escorted Tamsin out. Jonah paused, turned to Sarah. Medicine helps, but I need more.
Her eyes sharpened.
What?
He leaned in.
Voice steady. My real plan, not just bandages. Crass plans a full sweep tonight. Targets the child block. Your daughter sleeps there. Sarah's claws dug into her palms. How do you know? Overheard guards. Humans whisper too. Jonah met her stare.
I volunteer to draw fire.
But one night. Unchained. Let me guard the kids myself. Bet your career on it. Frill flared red. Insane. Treason. Crass executes officers for less. Jonah cupped the vial, still warm in his hand. You smuggled this. Risked for an enemy. Trust starts somewhere. One night. Prove I'm loyal to her. Keo tugged Sarah's tail. Mama? Jonah? Good. Sarah stared at the door. Guards shifted. Crass's bellow echoed distant halls. Report, she exhaled. Claws retracted. One night? Guards stand down at shift end. But if you fail, won't. Jonah shouldered his kit. Sacrifice earns trust. Sarah nodded once. Sharp. Go. Before he comes, Jonah slipped out. Baton heavy. Halls dim under alien lights. Detainees huddled in cells. Eyes followed him. Tamsin waited at the corner. What deal did you cut? None of your business. He pushed past. Toward the whipping post. Crass loomed ahead. 4 guards flanked him. Human kid chained. Scrawny. Terrified. Medic Reyes. Crass sneered. Crest puffed with status. Pathetic. Jonah knelt by the kid. Checked shallow cuts. Stripes for scraps. Standard. Crass laughed. Whip uncoiled. 20. Public. Jonah stood. Backed against the post. Chained himself. Do it. Leather cracked. Fire across shoulders.
Jonah breathed steady.
No cry. Kid watched, wide-eyed. Crack. Blood welled. Crack. Vision blurred. 10 lashes. Crass paused. Break yet, human? Jonah spat blood. Continue.
Crowd murmured. Aliens jeered.
Human silent. Final crack. Jonah sagged. Chains bit wrists. Crawl back, worm. Jonah rose. Kid in hand. Treated the kid first. Stitched clean. Bandaged tight. Sarah watched from shadows. Frill still. Back in infirmary. Jonah collapsed on cot. Guards posted outside. Keo smuggled in by her mother. Jonah brave. Sarah locked the door. Knelt. Dipped cloth in water. Dressed his fresh wounds. Claws gentle. Why endure? For her? Jonah winced. Nodded. Kids first. All of them.
She traced a scar on his chest.
Old. Human war. Prejudice blinds us. You. Change that. Warmth built. Not drug. Her touch.
Door rattled. Tamsin again.
Jonah. Shift change. You alive? Sarah tensed. Stood.
He rests. Tamsin snorted through panel.
Tell your pet human to quit playing hero. Silence fell. Keo slept. Jonah met Sarah's eyes.
Night's coming. Your bet.
She nodded. Crest low. I chose. Hours ticked. Lights dimmed. Guards rotated off. Infirmary sealed. Sarah stayed. Rifle aside. Crass sweeps now. Child block. Pain distant. Grabbed extra bandages. Lead.
They slipped halls. Shadows hid them. Keo trailed quiet. Shouts erupted ahead.
Guess his voice.
Search. Rebels hide young.
Sarah shoved Jonah into alcove. Stay.
He pulled her back. Pointed.
2 guards dragged a human child. Tiny. Screaming.
Jonah charged. Baton swung. Cracked one's knee. Dropped him. Second guard whirled. Rifle up. Sarah fired. Stun bolt. Guard crumpled. Crass roared. Traitor! Jonah scooped the child. Ran. Blasts. Scorched walls. Child block loomed. Doors barred. Kids inside whimpered. Jonah kicked panel. Burst in. Quiet. Hide under bunks. Sarah barricaded. Crass closes. He bandaged a cut foot. Quick wrap. You taught me that, Keo whispered. Footsteps thundered. Crass outside Crass's claws scraped the barricade door. Nettle groaned. Jonah pressed the human child into Keo's arms. Hold tight. No noise. Keo nodded. Wide eyes locked on him. Her crest quivered. The human toddler buried her face in Keo's shoulder. Sarah jammed a bunk frame against a door. He'll breach. 2 minutes. Get the kids to the vent shaft. Jonah scanned the room. Low bunks. Huddled alien younglings stared from shadows. 10, maybe 12. Thin. Scared.
Shouts outside. Crass barked orders.
Breach it. Traitors inside with the human pet. Sarah whirled. Vents too small for all. Jonah grabbed a loose panel grate.
Yanked. It popped free.
1 by 1. You first, Keo. 1 second.
Take the little one. Keo clutched the toddler.
Hesitated.
Go! He boosted her up.
She wriggled through, feet vanishing. Sarah shoved the next child forward. Move! Blaster fire sizzled the door. Hinges sparked. Jonah bandaged another cut arm. Quick twists. Tamsin. His comm crackled. Tamsin's voice, sharp. On it, Doc. Power dive in 3. Outside, Crass laughed. Surrender the young Velm, or I gas the block. Sarah's jaw tightened.
She fired through a crack.
A guard yelped. Lights flickered.
Once. Twice. Then black. The detention wing plunged dark. Emergency reds pulsed faint. Alarms wailed. Crass cursed.
Generator sabotage.
Secure the convoy route. Jonah herded kids into the vent. Last one in, he slapped the grate shut from inside. Crawled after. Tight. Elbows scraped Durastale. Sarah's voice ahead. Tunnel to loading bay. Tamsin's masking the transfer convoy. They spilled into a service duct. Keo waited, human child asleep on her back.
Jonah took point. Ducks hummed with rerouted power.
Sarah tapped her wrist unit. Patrols diverted. A clear 30 seconds. They burst into the loading bay. Shadows, crates stacked high.
A unmarked convoy shuttle squatted ramp down. Tamsin waved from the cockpit.
Load 'em, engines hot. Jonah scooped 2 kids, ran. Sarah grabbed Keo and the human toddler. Last aboard. Ramp wind up. Shuttle lurched. Tamsin gunned it. Strap in. Crass inbound. Jonah buckled kids into jump seats. Kyle clung to his arm.
Safe now?
Not yet.
He checked bandages. Steady hands.
Sarah slid beside him, rifle across lap. You charged for that human child. No thought. Treat patients. All of them. Jonah met her gaze. Her crest flattened. Trust flickered there. Shuttle banked hard. Blaster fire pinged hull. Crass's gunship, Tamsin yelled.
Evasive.
Sarah leaned to viewport. Stars streaked.
He's cutting us off. Dock ahead, blocked.
Jonah unbuckled. Set down.
I'll clear it. Sarah gripped his sleeve. Stay.
He pulled free.
Stubborn. Shuttle shuddered. Docked rough at emergency spur. Ramp dropped. They piled out. Kids in arms. Bay doors sealed ahead.
Cassie's voice boomed over speakers. Veln!
Exit the shuttle, or I vent atmosphere. Sarah froze. Kids whimpered. Jonah pointed. Side hatch. Maintenance crawl. Tamsin, cover. Tamsin nodded. Slung a stolen blaster.
Go. Sarah scooped Keo.
Hesitated, then ran.
Kids trailed in chain. Jonah lingered.
Bought time. Pounded the sealed door. Cross. Deal here. Boots thundered. Bay doors hissed open. Crass stormed in. Massive. Armored. Flanked by 4 guards. Baton crackled energy.
Human scum.
Crass sneered. Playing hero again? Jonah stood tall. Empty hands. Let the kids go. Your fight's with me. Crass laughed. Guards fanned out. Velen spawned 2. Perfect leverage.
Tamsin fired from shuttle ramp. Stun bolt dropped 1 guard.
Crass whirled. Blasted back.
Tamsin ducked.
Jonah lunged. Tackled a guard. Snatched. Dropped baton. Cracked another's helm. Crass charged. Swung wide. Jonah rolled. Baton grazed his shoulder. Numb fire spread. Guards closed. Jonah spun.
Tripped one into crates. Crash echoed.
Sarah's voice crackled calm. Hatch clear.
Kids through. Jonah go. He smashed a guard's knee.
Down, Crass roared.
Grabbed Jonah's collar. Slammed him to deck. Baton raised. End this. Jonah gasped. Ribs cracked. Vision blurred. But saw its side hatch cracked open.
Sarah's shadow.
Keo peeking. Crass followed his gaze. Dropped Jonah. Stomped toward hatch. Keo squeaked. Backed up. Jonah surged. Grabbed Crass's leg. Tripped him mid-stride. Crass wheeled. Fury. Reached for Keo again. Claws extended.
Jonah answered with his body. He threw himself between.
Crass's claws raked his side. Deep. Blood welled hot. Keo screamed. Jonah didn't flinch. Twisted. Used momentum.
Tackled the warden into the bulkhead. Helm cracked.
Crass slumped. Guards rushed. Tamsin picked 2 off. Last guard fired wild. Jonah dodged. Drove baton into his chest. Out. Bay silent. Alarms distant. Sarah burst from hatch. Rifle up. Saw Jonah. Blood pooling. Jonah. She dropped beside him. Hands pressed his wand. Bandages tore from her kit. Quick. Shaking. Told you. Patience first. Keo knelt. Touched his face. You? Crass groaned. Stirred. Sarah hauled Jonah up. Arm around her shoulder. Reinforcements. Tamsin dragged Crass's limp form into shuttle. Lockdown bait. By time. They piled through hatch. Sealed it. Ran dim corridors. Kids quiet now. Safe. Sarah supported Jonah. Her crest brushed his cheek. Warm. Why? We hate humans. Not anymore. He leaned in. Stubborn calm. Chose you back. She paused. In shadows. Pulled him close. Lips met his.
Fierce. Real.
No prejudice left. Door ahead. Freedom. But shouts echoed behind. Crass rallied. Jonah straightened. Pain distant. Lead. She nodded. Chose again. They ran. Hours blurred. Outer Rim Station. Abandoned wing. Tamsin jury-rigged defenses. Kids slept in crates. Safe. Jonah stitched his side. Sarah watched. Silent. You endure. Her fingers traced the fresh scar. Matched the old one.
Human normal? He shrugged.
Metacode curled nearby.
Fixated.
Stay?
Please? Sarah's hand found his. Squeezed.
He stays. Tamsin snorted from doorway.
About time, Doc. Stop paying for us all. Jonah met Sarah's eyes. Trust earned. Love sparked. But sensors pinged. Crass's fleet inbound. Pack up. Jonah rose. Next jump. Sarah stood with him. Rifle ready. Together, they moved as one. Human compassion met alien steel. Unbreakable. Sarah's fingers flew across the jury-rigged console. Static crackled. Her crest flared red with fury. Command, this is Officer Sarah Veln, broadcasting evidence of Warden Crass's violations. Abuse of authority. Demand full inquiry. Under my name. Jonah braced against the bulkhead. Pain throbbed in his side. Fresh stitches strained. The abandoned comms relay hummed around them. Tamsin guarded the hatch, rifle trained on the corridor. Kids huddled in crates, Kaio's wide eyes fixed on Sarah. Crass's baton cracked against Jonah's ribs. Public humiliation. Human screams from the detention block. Sarah's voice overlaid it. Crass endangered unit integrity. Prejudiced actions. Proof attached. Command's response hissed back. Acknowledged, Velm. Fleet en route to intercept Crass. Propose strike on his position. Detainees expendable. Confirm? Tamsin leaned in. Hit the bastard. Now. Jonah pushed off the wall. Grabbed the comms mic.
No strike. This is Jonah Reyes, human medic.
Testify under oath. Crass acted alone. Detainees compliant. Guards followed orders. Protect them all. Inquiry first. Silence stretched. Sarah's gaze snapped to him. Crest twitching. You refuse vengeance? Justice holds longer. Jonah met her eyes. Calm.
Stubborn.
Command crackled. Testimony logged. Stand by for pickup. Sarah cut the link. Console sparked. She rounded on Jonah. You shield my guards. After everything. Patients don't pick sides. He shrugged. Ignored the blood seeping through his bandage. Medic code. Alarms wailed. Deck shuddered. Crass's scouts breached the outer ring. Tamsin fired first. Bolts scorched the hatch. Incoming. Move. Sarah scooped Keo. Jonah grabbed a medkit. They bolted down service tunnels. Blasts echoed. Jonah's vision blurred. Side wound reopened. He clamped a hand over it. Kept pace. Tamsin covered rear. Doc, you're leaking. Run. Jonah gritted teeth. Pushed forward. They burst into a maintenance bay.
Sarah sealed the door, propped Jonah against crates.
Ripped his shirt open. Endure later. Patch now. Her hands pressed field dressing. Firm. Precise. Jonah focused on her face. Crest softened blue. Close. Warm breath on his skin. Keo wriggled free. Tugged Sarah's arm. Mama, human hurts. Fix? Sarah hesitated. He fixes others first. Keo dragged her back to Jonah. Small hands insistent. Say it. Want him stay?
Sarah knelt beside the crate.
Her fingers lingered on the bandage. Keo, say. Keo stamped foot. Eyes locked on Jonah. Fixated. Curious. Unafraid. Sarah exhaled. Voice low. Stay. As my liaison partner. Bridge humans in unit. Official.
Jonah, propped on elbow. Pain. Distant.
Studied her. Full access to detainees. No more public punishments. I treat who needs it, alien or human. She nodded. Crest brushed his shoulder. Agreed. Command approves post-inquiry.
Not enough. He caught her hand.
Held it. You choose me. Not duty. Her eyes widened. Blue deepened, pulled closer. Lips parted. I choose. Keo clapped. Tamsin snorted from the doorway. Finally. Doc, stop paying for us. Hatch rattled. Crass's voice boomed outside.
Bell, traitor.
Open, Sarah rose. Rifle up. Jonah struggled to feet, grabbed a stun baton. Together. Pickup shuttle thrummed overhead. Ropes dropped. Tamsin hauled kids up first. Keo last, waving at Jonah. Sarah clipped in. Turned.
Jonah clasped it. Strong grip.
Pulled himself aboard. Deck lurched. They lifted off. Krass's forces scattered below. Inside shuttle, medbay lit. Jonah waved off help. Stitched his own wound. Sarah watched. Arms crossed. Human normal. Endure assault. Refuse revenge. Chose you, Pa.
He tied off suture, met her gaze.
Back. She stepped close. Hand on his chest, fresh scar under fingers. Matched the old, prejudice gone, trust earned. Keo curled in corner. Asleep. Safe. Tamsin bunked opposite, grinned. Liaison, huh? Cover story? Sarah ignored her. Leaned in, lips met Jonah's. Soft at first, then fierce. Crest warm against his neck.
No barriers left.
Shuttle banked. Command beacon ahead. Inquiry waited. Krass in chains. But here, in dim light, something shifted. Deal sealed. Partnership deepened. Human compassion forged alien steel into more. Hours later, station briefing room. Hollow screens flickered.
Command officers stared.
Sarah stood tall. Uniform patched. Calm. Warden Krass, charges sustained.
Lead officer nodded.
Bell, your broadcast decisive. Reyes, testimony, balanced. Liaison role approved. Provisional. Krass snarled from containment field. Human filth.
Veln, you bet the enemy.
Sarah's crest flared. He saved my child. My unit. Saved you from mutiny. Jonah stayed silent. Hands steady. No boast. Officer dismissed Krass. Turned to them.
Integrate detainees.
Guard rotations mixed. Prove model. Sarah saluted. Led Jonah out. Corridor empty. She paused. Pinned him to wall. Kiss deepened. Hands roamed. Conditions met. More. Jonah pulled her closer. Stay with me. Her laugh hummed. Rare. Real. Liaison first. Then, alarms blared again. Perimeter breach. Detainee unrest. Thompson Kamed. Doc. Need you. Jonah straightened. Grabbed kid. Sarah fell in step. Rifle ready.
They charged corridor. Human medic.
Alien officer. Trust unbreakable. Love ignited. Keo waited in quarters. Drew pictures. Human and crest side by side. Family. Sarah knelt. Hugged her. Jonah watched. Heart steady.
Cain forgotten. Prejudice shattered.
One sacrifice. Endless possibility. But outer sensors pinged. Cross loyalists. Not over.
Sarah gripped Jonah's hand. Next fight? He nodded.
Yours. They moved as one. Deal turned promise. Vengeance refused. Something deeper born.